begin with our first panel discussion of the summit. How can tourism reinvent itself for a post-COVID world? I caught up with Ms. Rupinder Barar, ADG, Ministry of Tourism, and Mr. Sanjay Kumar, Additional Chief Secretary, Punjab Tourism, to understand what the sector can do to get back on its feet. Hello and a very warm welcome to the India Today Tourism Summit. This year, of course, we are hosting the summit online, and joining us for this panel discussion are two very esteemed panelists. We're going to be talking about reinventing tourism in the post-COVID world. Joining me is Ms. Rupinder Barar, ADG, Ministry of Tourism, Government of India, and Mr. Sanjay Kumar, Additional Chief Secretary, Punjab Tourism. Let me begin by asking you, Ms. Barar, what is your assessment of the impact of COVID-19 on the tourism sector? This is a crucial sector for the economy. What's been your feedback and assessment so far?
Morning, Shweta. At the outset, thanks for having me for the summit. And it is, in fact, a very appropriate time, one would say, because the COVID-19 pandemic is behind us by a few months. We already traveled from March, I would say, in India to now. And yes, the impact has been grave and grim, because travel is what we really depend on when we talk of tourism and hospitality, and that had to come to a standstill. And one can very well estimate the losses, therefore, in terms of all activity just being suspended. And people in the entire supply chain, whether it was air travel, road travel, rail travel, going and staying in hotels, going and visiting monuments, places of tourist interest, everything just had to be suspended. So indeed, the impact is very, very severe on the sector. But at the same time, like every cloud has a silver lining, I think it's also given us a time to think through that. Is it also a time for us to evaluate on a few things that we were not perhaps focusing enough on? One is the whole concept of sustainable and responsible tourism. We've been hearing these buzzwords, they've been around, but what does it really mean? What does it really mean connecting back with nature? And in a country like India, I think it's come out as a great opportunity to look at domestic tourism as a huge market, both in terms of supply and demand. Is something that we were not working on. So I would say that at this juncture, where the rate of increase of the pandemic in India is increasingly going downward, and it's a trend which has been there with us for a few weeks, we are very hopeful that in the weeks to come, we shall once again be fully, moving around.
Mr. Kumar, how is the state coping with this loss of tourists? And what is the response of the state in motivating and encouraging hoteliers and restaurants to encourage their business and to nurture them?
Thank you very much. Like rest of the world, as Mrs. Dar was pointing out, we are also affected and very badly affected. As you know, tourism industry is one which is a tertiary sector and which is far more manpower oriented. Where technologies, robots and technology have not taken over the services. So yeah, vastly affected in terms of employment, in terms of revenue, in terms of many other factors, economic and social. But yes, I agree with Zuzar that, it also gave us time to introspect in terms of what we have been doing and what we have not been doing. As regards to state of Punjab, we are gearing up in a big way to welcome people from across the country. We get a large number of domestic tourists who come. In fact, Punjab is two tourists. Tourism is important for Punjab. One is the destination tourism for Punjab itself. For example, we have Amritsar circuit, we have Mohali and Anandpur Sahib circuit and Patiala circuit and other places. At the same time, Punjab is a big transit destination. People traveling to Jammu and Kashmir, people traveling to Himachal Pradesh. For example, Vaishno Devi alone gets a very huge tourist traffic, which is prevalent. So we are also a transit tourist destination. So that way, a large number of people are going to visit us. Many of those activities have started. Recently, Himachal has opened up, and recently, even Vaishno Devi Darshan has started. Maybe shortly, Jammu Kashmir will also start. But what we have lost has gone. Nonetheless, there was no other option. But otherwise, we are gearing up. Gradually, our hotels are opening up, restaurants are opening up. Other places of attractions, we are looking because, at the end of it, it's a pandemic and life is more important than anything else.
My question is for Ms. Barar. That when you speak about sustainable tourism, what are we really talking about? Like, are we looking at a new policy or something, guidelines that the tourism sector can refer to?
So, Shweta, there in fact already is an ecotourism policy, and it also already factors in a lot of responsible tourism and sustainable tourism inputs in that. Recently, of course, there's been a lot much more dialogue, and in fact, most states already also in their own state tourism policies do have a lot of focus on sustainability as a way forward. But pushing it further in as a learning from the pandemic, we are pushing the whole concept far more aggressively through the social media campaigns, in all the protocols that have been brought out as the guidelines and suggestions and recommendations from the center to the different state governments. The message is, loud and clear in that we, in fact, fortunately, as a country, as a civilization, as a culture, have always been close to sustainable practices, and it's not so long back that we were doing things, carrying things like matkas and surahis and having chai in cooler or eating on a patta or not wasting anything. We've been a culture which is not essentially wasteful in its consumption patterns. And I think it's very important for us to hark back, and the ministry is coming out with a lot of dialogue and discussion on this in all the webinars which we are currently hosting, in all the communications that we are sending from the ministry. The whole theme is being somehow weaved in or laced into the narrative for everybody to bring back focus on sustainable practices.
I want to talk about, ease of doing business because, post-COVID world will demand a different set of requirements from consumers, from travelers, right? So when you look at the West right now, you see that immediately rules were amended and a lot of open air restaurants came up. A lot of tweaks had happened. So this is my question to Mr. Kumar and Ms. Barar on, ease of doing business, on opening up rules and regulations so that hoteliers and the sector can respond very quickly with agility to the changed demands.
So, Shweta, as you would have seen around the country, many of the state governments have been working on having the open air cafes and encouraging, movement towards homestays. If we see Himachal or Uttarakhand, there's been a lot of support from the governments in opening up of homestays. And the idea is to go back to nature and try and spend, and also doing the longer vacations, the staycations, workations, all these concepts are coming in. See, ultimately, tourism is a sector where the interplay between the government, the state, and the private stakeholders is very, very essential, because while the governments provide the environment and they provide the support infrastructure, but the industry, so to say, is driven largely by the private stakeholders. And that's why, the dialogue with the stakeholders is an extremely important part of taking tourism and hospitality as a sector forward. And we are very happy to see, in fact, that not only is the customer demand rising for such kind of options, but the suppliers have also identified the need to push these kind of products. And that's why you see a lot of similar products available across the country. There's an understanding that you need to be outdoors. There's an understanding that closed spaces are not the way forward in the times to come.
Are you ready for Odisha? A journey into the heart of eternal wisdom awaits you. Engage with our monuments of peace. Rekindle faith. Immerse in cultural expressions. Come, explore our timeless secrets. Come to Odisha, India's best kept secret.
मैंने जो कुछ दिन गुजरात में बिताए वो उम्र भर मेरे साथ रहेंगे। गिर का शेर आंखों से आंखें मिलाकर पूछता है, कौन हो बेटा तुम? तुम्हारे जैसे बहुत देखे मैंने। सोमनाथ के मंदिर में शिव के सामने नतमस्तक होकर मैं अपने सभी डायलॉग भूल गया। धोलावीरा और लोथल में हमारी सभ्यता के पद चिन्ह, द्वारका में कृष्ण की लीला और साबरमती में बापू की आत्मा। कहां मिलेगा इतना सब कुछ एक साथ में? कुछ दिन तो गुजारिए गुजरात में।
Mr. Kumar, is the state government working on easing up guidelines, easing up rules and regulations so that the sector can respond with a lot more agility, maybe opening up more open air spaces, allowing restaurants to go up, use the rooftops, the gardens, things like that?
Yeah, of course. In fact, sustainability is the major issue. That's because reckless exploitation of whatever we have will never ultimately pay us. For example, simple thing that the water consumption. When people are coming, they are consuming huge amount of water. Now this has to be sustained. The state of Punjab has got a new tourism policy and also an eco-tourism policy. So apart from our other tourist attractions, which are major tourist attractions, we are working, and I'm very happy that something like farm tourism in Punjab has started picking up very well. You'll be very happy to know that during this COVID lockdown, a lot of people opted for farm tourism in Punjab, farm tourism and outdoor tourism, and in fact, Punjab was a major attraction. So yes, we are doing that. Sustainability, yes. Sustainability also includes cleanliness. In fact, I personally believe that two factors as a society, if we can take care, we can be a major sustainable tourist destinations across the country. One is the cleanliness and one is security. And I'm not talking on the part of the state alone. I'm talking part of the societal responsibility alone. That if we are more clean, more secure for the tourists to come across. This is also part of our sustainable system. So yes, we are doing that. We are emphasizing, and in fact, apart from places of major attractions, we are working on places like Harikave, which is more to the nature, so that you go more closer to the nature. You understand the importance of sustainability. In fact, in recent times, people have also started going to little different places because they are also little sick of crowded places, concrete jungles. So they would like to go more to the nature and other places. So that way, yes, Punjab is also working. We hope that in coming days, as Mrs. Bhara has pointed out, we realize the importance of sustainable tourism.
Okay, my final question, let me begin with Ms. Bharat. What are the key trends that you see emerging in the tourism industry in the post-pandemic world?
The most heartening and encouraging trend that we are noticing is the interest towards domestic tourism. People are ready to explore, and the good part of domestic tourism is that people are ready to move away from the typical destinations that you thought of. You thought of Goa, or you thought of a Jaipur, or you thought of an Agra. People are actually being very, very creative in crafting their own itineraries. Road travel is going to be the first one opening, and we are already witnessing that, right? And people are really heading out. There's a lot of pent-up demand. There is a lot of also, I think, an understanding that let's just go and connect back with nature. So there's a lot more exploration happening. There's lots and lots of queries that we get for adventure tourism. There is a lot of focus on treks, going for long walks, going for forest kind of stays. People are ready to go and stay in smaller establishments rather than going and staying in the big hotels. So they are ready to give up that so-called five-star comfort, but rather go for the more homey feel where you feel more secure. Home food and all those things are, interestingly being leveraged upon. So I think that's the way forward. But of course, we keep insisting on everyone that even when you head out for these so-called small boutique vacations, do wear your mask. We need to be careful. We definitely need to respect the protocols as and when we move out, because we've managed well as a country. However, it's still some way to go forward. And it's certainly not the time to be complacent. So I think that's the way forward. And we look forward to many such communications from people like you to carry the message forward for all the citizens that let's be responsible, but let's also keep living our life with all the challenges that it poses.
What are the key trends that you see emerging in the post-COVID world?
Yeah, key strength is that we are all rediscovering our domestic tourism. That's the key strength. In fact, there was a meeting with Honorable Minister for Tourism, Government of India, and I suggested the Thailand model there. If we can look at it, if we can, incentivize the domestic tourism, because over the period, in my limited experience with the tourism sector, I have also worked earlier also. Somehow over the period of time, we have ignored domestic tourism or our domestic tourists, for example. So it's time to, and we are rediscovering them, how important they are. And they are a very large number. So I think that the key takeaway for me will be to attract domestic tourists again, and we run and kickstart our sector, tourism sector, with the help of them.
Thank you so much.
मैंने जो कुछ दिन गुजरात में बिताए वो उम्र भर मेरे साथ रहेंगे। गिर का शेर आंखों से आंखें मिलाकर पूछता है, कौन हो बेटा तुम? तुम्हारे जैसे बहुत देखे मैंने। सोमनाथ के मंदिर में शिव के सामने नतमस्तक होकर मैं अपने सभी डायलॉग भूल गया। धोलावीरा और लोथल में हमारी सभ्यता के पदचिन्ह, द्वारका में कृष्ण की लीला और साबरमती में बापू की आत्मा, कहां मिलेगा इतना सब कुछ एक साथ में? कुछ दिन तो गुजारिए गुजरात में।
To Orissa, India's best kept secret.
We also have a message from Mr. Mukesh Meshram, Principal Secretary, UP Tourism. Let's take a listen.
उत्तर प्रदेश पर्यटन के नक्शे पर बेहतरीन मुकाम बना पा रहा है और इसी क्रम में 2019 में सर्वाधिक पर्यटक लगभग 54 करोड़ उत्तर प्रदेश में आए, जो देश में शीर्ष स्थान पर है, प्रथम स्थान पर है। और अनेक प्रकार की पर्यटन सुविधाएं हम यहां पर विकसित कर रहे हैं। माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व एवं निर्देश पर कई आध्यात्मिक सर्किट, उनमें पर्यटकों की सुविधाओं का विकास किया जा रहा है।
Well, many thanks, Ms. Barar, Mr. Kumar, and of course, Mr. Meshram. That was a very insightful and an informative conversation.